If you're wondering how you can add ministry to a non-ministry occupation, then I think this video might be helpful for you. Now, currently, I am diving into a full ministry occupation. I'm working to get my Master's of Divinity and go into that full time. That being said, I spent the last 6.5 years in the Army as an officer, and it's a very non-ministry occupation where I worked very diligently to find where I could add value as a man of God and how I could minister as a man of God in an occupation that was not primarily for ministry. If you're looking to provide ministry in your occupation, especially if it's not a very ministry-focused occupation, the first thing you need to do is find the primary weakness that most people in your occupation have. What sin calls to them more than any other sin? Knowing that and identifying that helps you be above most people in your occupation. And then from there, you can work to help others and guide others to God. But you're only going to be able to do that if you see and identify the sin. You see and identify the weaknesses. Satan works a lot more efficiently and works a lot better on others when he works in secret, in silence, and hidden. But if you know the weakness, if you identify the weakness that you and most others in your occupation have, then you're one step ahead. You can start to gather weapons that you can use against Satan. You can start to gather scripture, testimonies, stories, books, other like-minded men of faith that can help you guide others and yourself away from that lust. If you're a financial advisor, then I would bet that the sin is idolization of money. That is probably one of the greatest weaknesses of all like-minded men in your occupation. You might even fall into that yourself. If you're in an occupation where the greatest weakness is drinking or drugs, then you have to combat that with different verses, with different techniques, with different tips. You're going to have to find different mentors. You're going to have to find different books, different sermons. But knowing what the weakness is going to help you get to others within your realm. Secondly, you need to ask the people around you if they think you're a man of God. And some of you don't need to ask because you know what the answer is. If you aren't vocalizing your love for God, if you're not actively pursuing that in your day-to-day job, if you are not letting people know that you love Jesus and that you want them to love Jesus too, then you can't actively minister, whether you're in an occupation that's non-ministry focused or you are in an active church role. Some of the greatest ministry is just simply showing your faith. Some of the greatest ministry in whatever environment or occupation you're in is just simply reminding people and showing people that you love Jesus. Broadcasting your faith is like being a lighthouse. You're being a beacon of light where there's anyone else in your environment and your workforce that also are believers. They're going to flock to you. They're going to see that light as a signal that says, oh, there's someone else who has like-minded views like me. And those who don't believe will see that light and be drawn closer to you. So sometimes it's not about knowing anything. It's not about doing anything. It's just quite literally broadcasting your faith publicly so people know. And just in doing that, you will draw people closer to God. Third and last is to show love and empathy all day, every day, as much as you can. When you cannot show love and empathy, then you show humility by admitting, by asking for forgiveness. Say, hey, I had a temper and I shouldn't have. I overreacted. I was not empathetic. I was unable to see you and hear you, and I am sorry. Everyone makes mistakes, and no one can be perfect, especially in high-stress jobs. But understanding that and vocalizing that shows humility. And then whenever you can, whenever you are capable, by showing love and empathy, you are showing that you are a son of God. You are showing what it's like to be a follower, to be a believer. You are giving them a glimpse of what a relationship with Jesus could be and should be and will be if they choose to follow him. Sometimes just seeing the love of Jesus flown through someone is enough to bring someone closer. So identify the weaknesses, understand the greatest sins within your occupation, within your workforce, within the people that are like you in your job. Wear your faith on your sleeve, wear it boldly, let people know what you believe, and be a beacon of light to all people. And love. Love as much as you can to show people what it's like to have a relationship with Jesus who loves unconditionally, more so than we ever can. You don't need to be a pastor. You don't need to be a Christian author. You don't need to be working for a nonprofit or charity. You can do any occupation and minister through it daily because those people in your occupation need it. People in the church need it. People in all job forces need it. We have thousands, millions, billions of souls to save. So we need soldiers, we need fighters, we need people who are going to share the gospel anywhere and everywhere. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe. We have more videos soon coming out that's going to touch on faith and how you can spread faith to others.